नमस्कार। इंडिपेंडेंट रिसर्च इथिक्स सोसाइटी की आयुष समृद्धि ज्ञान गंगा के 2646वें पड़ाव पर आप सभी का हार्दिक स्वागत। आज वुमेन्स इक्वलिटी डे है। अब वुमेन्स इक्वलिटी एक ऐसा सांदर्भिक अर्थ है जो विकसित देशों में, विकासशील देशों में, अति विकासशील देशों में सब में डेफिनेशन अलग अलग है और सब में लेडीज की परिस्थितियां भी बिल्कुल अलग अलग है। तो क्या मिथ्स हैं, क्या फैक्ट्स हैं वुमेन इक्वलिटी के इसके विषय में हमें मार्ग निर्देशित करने आज डॉक्टर सुपर्णा सान्याल मुखर्जी मैडम बोलपुर से जुड़ेंगी और डॉक्टर सकत कुमार बसु जी का मैं स्वागत करता हूं जो जुड़ गए हैं हमसे। बहुत गंभीर वक्ता हैं। बहुत मतलब मैं क्या कहूं, सूर्य को, आप सभी वक्ता लोग ऐसे हैं कि सूर्य को दिया दिखाने लायक मेरी जाती है। तो मैं
बंद कर
आपका
दो।
जगत जी
मैं
बहुत बहुत
आएगा
करता हूँ
बट आपको देख
और आपसे प्रार्थना करता हूँ कि वुमन इक्वलिटी पर कुछ हमें आशीर्वाद दें। मिथ्स एंड फैक्ट्स, सेकंड वसुली।
थैंक यू शर्मा जी। मैडम को मैंने देखा वो शायद कोई फोन पे ऑफिशियल थोड़ा एंगेज्ड है, तो मेरे कंप्लीट होते होते सुपर्णा मैडम ज्वाइन कर जाएंगे। ठीक है जी, ओके। Thank you very much, Dr. Sharma. Once again, it's a great pleasure to be on this platform, and what an important topic to highlight upon women's equality in this world of inequality, जहाँ पर हम rich and poor, privileged or underprivileged, black and white, racial, gender, सभी के इकोनॉमिक्स, पॉलिटिकल, कॉलोनियल, नॉन कॉलोनियल, हर तरह की अनइक्वालिटी कहिए, इनइक्वालिटी कहिए, डिफरेंसेस कहिए, उसमें जेंडर इनइक्वालिटी इज अ वेरी बिग इशू, and unfortunately it is still present around the world. Like even today, when we are so far off, modernization is happening, we are going to the space, we have developed anti-ballistic missiles, we are planning to develop human civilizations in the outer space. We have space research station on the outside our planet Earth, on the universe. And while we are looking for, searching for lives outside the planet Earth or outside our Milky Way and Akash Ganga, still there is a lot of gender difference, discrimination between male and female in various societies. आज के जो हमारे एडवांस कंट्रीज है, एडवांस डेमोक्रेसीज है, यूरोप कहिए, नॉर्थ अमेरिका कहिए, ऑस्ट्रेलिया, न्यूजीलैंड वगैरह वगैरह, और भी जो जापान कहिए, हर तरह की कंट्री के तरफ अगर हम देखते हैं, we will figure out that even today where they have women empowerment at a very high stage, where women gender equity has reached a proper level, where the gender discrimination has been marginalized or reduced significantly. लेकिन अगर हम उसके हिस्ट्री भी देखें, you will see that the women had to struggle quite significantly and strongly for every step, every right. Nothing came to them very easily. If you just look into one of the greatest democracies of the world, जैसे कहते हैं one of the oldest democracy of the world, United States को की अगर देख ले तो देखेंगे आप that the women had to fight a very long political battle, a long legal war and a long socio-cultural war to first become enlisted as voters. For a long time in US elections, only men had the right to vote. वुमेन का उधर कोई राइट नहीं था। तो पहले वुमेन्स का राइट एस्टेब्लिश्ड हुआ, फिर जो जिसे हम स्लेवरी के अंडर कहते थे, जिन लोगों को स्लेवरी से मुक्ति मिली, they slowly become voters over the time. So everyone had to fought a very strong civil right. Many women sacrificed their life. जो अर्ली अगर आप देखेंगे, जो पायनियर्स वगैरह वुमेन मूवमेंट्स में, यूरोप में कहिए, नॉर्थ अमेरिका में कहिए, there were many women who were brutally killed. Many of them were identified or marked upon as witches. Many of them were burnt on stakes. Like Joan of Arc, फ्रांस के जो इतने बड़े हिस्ट्री के पार्ट है, जो जितने अब उसके लिबरेशन मूवमेंट ने इतना बड़ा रोल किया, बाद में उसी को जलाया गया स्टेक पे। सो देयर आर इन्यूमरेबल अकाउंट्स ऑफ वीमेन डिस्क्रिमिनेशन इवन इन दोज सोसाइटीज where they are very progressive, very economically developed, socio-culturally developed, and they are at the forefront of the global democracies. In सारे countries में भी there has been very strong क्या कहते हैं कि वुमेन जेंडर डिस्क्रिमिनेशन। अगर यूरोपियन के हिस्ट्रीज में आप देखिएगा, कितने सारे किंगडम्स, कितने सारे राजे रजवाड़े, किंग्स एंड एम्परर्स, दे सफर्ड बिकॉज दे कुड नॉट, देयर क्वींस डिड नॉट हैव अ मेल हेयर। तब के जमाने में ये तय रहता था कि अगर आपको मेल हेयर नहीं मिला, तो देन यू मे हैव टू एब्डिकेट द थ्रोन और लीव इट टू द नेक्स्ट टू द किंग, आपके क्लोज रिलेटिव। ये विक्टोरियन एज के क्वीन एलिजाबेथ, और ये विक्टोरियन एज जो गोल्डन एज ऑफ इंग्लैंड कहा जाता है, इसी में जिस लड़की को इसने डिस्क्रिमिनेट करते थे, उसी के अंडर कहा जाता है कि वन ऑफ द गोल्डन एज ऑफ द ब्रिटिश एम्पायर थ्राइव्ड सिग्निफिकेंटली एंड शी वाज अनमैरिड। तो बहुत सारे चैलेंजेस, बहुत सारे हिस्ट्री ऑल ओवर द वर्ल्ड है जहां पर लड़कियों के साथ डिस्क्रिमिनेशन हुआ है। एंड दिस डिस्क्रिमिनेशन वाज जस्ट नॉट रिस्ट्रिक्टेड टू दिस एडवांस्ड मॉडर्न सोसाइटीज, डिस्क्रिमिनेशंस वेर देयर इवन इन द ट्राइबल सोसाइटीज अराउंड द वर्ल्ड। अगर देखा जाए, देयर आर मेनी आइसोलेटेड सोसाइटीज अराउंड द वर्ल्ड, particularly in the tribal communities, where men and women have equal rights, or sometimes women have much advanced rights. Even अगर हम हमारे इंडिया में एक तरफ देखें, तो you will see that in the northeast states, particularly in the with the examples of Meghalaya and few other tribes, where they have a matriarchal society instead of a patriarchal society. लड़के शादी होके लड़कियों के घर जाते हैं, they spend their life there and they take the surname of the ladies. This is being the culture. And if you look into many of these northeastern groups and communities, you will see the women take a very dominant role. They may not have become chief ministers, or they may not have become politicians in that particular part, but if you look into the home economics or the home dynamics, you will see that women call the shots. They take the most important responsibility. Sometimes they are the only sole earners even in the family, because the men drink and most of the time sleep. Even if you see in the plain lands of India and across north to south, among the tribal communities, you will see that women do the house chores, women doing the collection of firewood from the forest, they are doing the cooking, raising the kids, taking care of the animals and stuff, while the male, a few of them are associated with agriculture or hunting and gathering and stuff and things like that. But most of the time, a significant part of the day, many of them are intoxicated. They are having country liquor and are kept boozed up. The family is being run by the females. तो लड़कियों के बिना तो सोसाइटी आगे नहीं बढ़ सकता है कोई भी. बट देयर आर सर्टेन स्पेसिफिक challenges for a country like India, where there is gender discrimination in a very different way. One of the biggest challenges is female infanticides and dowry. ये एक ऐसा सोशल इवल है. हम कहते रहते हैं देयर आर लॉज टू प्रोटेक्ट द गर्ल्स, देयर आर लॉज, बट उसकी इम्प्लीमेंटेशन एट द ग्राउंड लेवल इज एक्सट्रीमली चैलेंजिंग एंड हाईली डिफिकल्ट. It has been very, very difficult to establish this in this particular case. And these infanticides has been integrated with the dowry. For poor people, it is impossible for them to marry off their daughter, paying very high bride prices to the bridegroom's family. It becomes very, very difficult for them, and there has been many suicides, many abuses. अभी आप देखें तो कुछ ही दिन पहले हमारे नोएडा में एक लड़की को जिंदा जला दिया गया है. इट्स अ ह्यूज नेशनल न्यूज नाउ. 36 lakhs of rupees उसके फैमिली से डाउरी की तरह माना गया, चाहा गया है. एंड इट इज नॉट अ रिसेंट मैरिज. उसके ऊपर एक्सप्लॉइटेशन, उसके ऊपर टॉर्चर, अब्यूज वगैरह वगैरह होते रहते हैं. Or the most sad part to note is that when the girl is being abused, or when the girl is having a hard or difficult time, if you look into very deeply, sometimes it is not the male members who are causing them the trouble. It is the female members who are causing the trouble. The new wife that comes into the family, they're being abused by the mother-in-law, the sister-in-laws, and other family female members in the society, who take it upon themselves to torment, abuse, and segregate this poor helpless woman who are who should have been very properly or warmly integrated into the family. It may not be a case in the city anymore, but if you look into our rural areas, if you look into the many communities across the country, you will see that there are these significant challenges that is happening, where many women, particularly who have less education, who have less privileges, the families who are trying to get them married off so that they can get out of the responsibility of raising the daughter, is throwing them away to families which are actually economic butchers, in the sense that they abuse the girl if they are not producing male, because the more girls you have, the more chances that you will have to pay dowry. So in many families, it is the females who take away the newborn babies and kill them by putting salt or putting other kinds of poison and stuff. particularly quite rampant in many parts of northern India and other areas where the crimes go unnoticed. The police does not take any information. The gram panchayats do not register proper cases because it's a ghar ki kahani. So if you target one family and bring it under law, they may cause chaos and open the Pandora's box, and many other families in that particular village who has committed the same crime would be exposed to law, and there will be challenges. So the gram panchayats do not play their role. The municipalities and the corporation do not register things properly. There is lack of monitoring by the government, and like in a civilized country, so many 78 years after independence, if the government has to monitor you, that whether you are treating your girl child favorably or not, whether you are providing the girl child with proper nutrition or not, it is not the failure of the government, it is the failure of the community as a whole. We have failed as Indians in that particular instant, that we are where we are not being able to provide proper care and security, as well as proper precaution for the girl child to survive. And if you look into among the communities down across the village, you will see the girls from the lower caste are being more exploited than girls from the upper caste, in that sense that they are exploited not only by their family, they are being exploited outside the family. The life of that famous dacoit queen, as we call it, Fulan Devi. If you look into her autobiography, if you look into her life sketched by various artists, and even if you look into the movie, you will see why she turned into a dacoit, why she turned into a goon, is because the relentless exploitation, gender discrimination, caste discrimination, financial discrimination, food discrimination, nutritional discrimination, and even sexual discrimination that she has received, the way she has been abused physically, mentally, socially, psychologically, pushed her in turning out into a goon, pushed her turning out into a social outcast. And there have been deadly implications of that. So this is very important for us to understand in a vast country like India, with so many religious, language, culture, caste, creed differences. It is not easy for the government to rule such a country, which is a country among the country. We are so many nations within one particular nation with such rich diversity, which could be a very stone with respect to tourism, with respect to pride, heritage, and culture. But to rule a country so diverse in creeds, culture, religion, social beliefs, social custom, traditions, tribes, non-tribes, so many people putting together, it's a mesmerizing net. It is the strength. It is also the weakness for the nation, where we are failing to provide the opportunity to the girls. But again, where opportunity has been provided to the girls, if you look into UPSC results, if you are looking into our armed forces, whether it's in the Navy, whether it's in the Air Force, whether it's in the combat forces, women are making significant progresses in engineering and other science and technology deployment, even in ISRO's grand success. One could see that how many women scientists have significantly contributed towards building of the great stage that ISRO has now been recognized at the world stage. So this is Nari Shakti, women power. While the girls are being inducted in army, police, industrial work, in petroleum work, industries, and they are doing significantly good. In many high positions, women are running. We have academic counselors, we have professors, we have teachers, we have headmasters, and we have headmistresses, we have female principals leading the college, female chief ministers, female what you call vice chancellors running institutes and colleges. And many time it has been very fairly demonstrated the women administrators have done a more marvelous job than their male counterparts, but they were fortunate enough to get this opportunity. If we look into the life of our honorable president, she had a very trying life, a very, very difficult life that she has gone through. Today, she represents the country as the first woman, and hats off to her. Throughout this entire struggle, she has kept her head high, passed through one of the most difficult part, and in a country, she has demonstrated by becoming the first woman of the country, as in holding the most significant and highest constitutional position, that to what heights that woman could raise. There has been attempts by various successive governments to make proper changes to facilitate women into our parliament, into our political system, so that women having more political power will be able to assemble those power within the society, creating it a much better progressive societies. But we have again seen that many of our female parliamentarians are not doing their responsible jobs and stuff. they only cater to a particular hive or a particular section and not been assembling and representing the entire society. So it is very, very important that downtrodden women, women not getting proper education, where they are being discriminated on the part of religion, sex, and various other aspects, and put it in even today into the dark ages, not being given the light of education, not being given the chance to grow freely, not being given the proper nutrition that a child like a girl demands. As she is growing up, she needs more nutrition than a boy, because they are the forebearers of children in the future generation. It is quite unfortunate that many parents, many families down in the country are not taking care of the girl child. If you look and take a percentage of how many of the girls who have successfully owned a business and done a job or hold some economic position, how better they have taken care of their parents compared to the boys. Like, there has always been this fascination in a developing country like India and China, the boys runs the family, and when I get old, my son will take care of me. This is not true. This is a myth, as we have highlighted. It is in most cases the woman, the girl, that has been mostly neglected by the parents as the one that is taking care of the parents, while the brother has been taking no care, has been way irresponsible towards the parents, who have spent their entire life in providing education, providing the best opportunities for the boy in the family, not for the girl. But that neglected girl is the one that has been providing opportunities, the ends mean for the family. So it is time for us to look back and reflect, particularly among those sections that lack in education, that lack in enterprises, to make them understand that it is important. A nation cannot grow, a nation cannot develop, a community cannot develop if we keep the girls segregated. If there is no gender equality, a society cannot progress in our modern times, because there should not be a discrimination between a man and a boy. They are both sides of the same balance. They are counterbalance for one another. The skewed sex ratio in India because of infanticides and preference for the boy child is a mark or a march towards devastation. The more skewed sex ratio we'll have for boys, the more gender imbalances and sexual violence we'll see in our society. So it is high time that we take care and provide more opportunities for the downtrodden, the isolated communities, to protect the girl child, to provide them with the opportunities so that they get the full opportunity to blossom into a flower that will help the nation to grow. With this, I conclude my presentation. Thank you, Dr. Sharma, for providing me this opportunity. Thank you. Madam has been able to join.
बहुत बहुत आभार शेखर जी आपका। मैं अब डॉक्टर सुपर्णा सान्याल मुखर्जी मैडम को सादर आमंत्रित करता हूं उनके विचारों के लिए। आदरणीय डॉक्टर मुखर्जी।
Thank you very much. Very good evening for this very good topic, and it is really admirable for the part of the AYUSH Samriddhi that AYUSH is also encouraging and discussing the matter, which is very important. Today is the 26th August of 2025. Every year, 26th August is also celebrating the Women Equality Day all over the world. This Women Equality Day, there is why this Women Equality Day? Because it is a inclusive internal communication within the country, within the above the country, the abroad, wherever we can go. We need the equality portion or equality thinking of the woman to foster the life sustainability and development of life. So, communications around diversity, equity, and inclusion, this is the DEI, need to be strategic, thoughtful, and the empathetic, which is included in the women equality sector. Ensure that DEI communication are up to standard with our four steps planning system and our, the country relationship with the woman, because women's socio-cultural aspects, socio-economic aspects, socio-political aspects, socio-religious aspects, and the techno-economical factor, they are key and key relationship with the society first. So Women's Equality Day 2025 marks its 52nd celebration this year, the first recognized in 1973. The day communication and the day commemorates the ratification of the 19th Amendment granting the US section that the women the right to vote. This is the first and foremost importance of the women equality right. This women equality right also emphasizes and fosters the voting right of the women. Still such time they are not included in the voting right, so they don't have the right in the constitution or in the parliament. Hence, it is very important part of that. They have the right and they foster their rights and they claim their right in the voting system. And this also celebrate with very inspiring situation like the powerful words from the influential women, the past and present, to spark conversation and honor the meaning like this Women's Equality Day, how we can honor the woman. Though there is a celebration of Women's Day, but at the same time, Women's Equality Days is also responsible and the very interesting part of the for the woman. The host educational workshop like this, we can also generate awareness who are the women, why we need women, why it is a very important part of our life. So women are basically the it is comparison and comparing with the mother earth. The gender equality, which learn about current challenges, the identify ways of drive progress in our workplaces. We have seen and we have experienced in the Rajasthan, like there is a killing of the woman, in the mother womb, when the zygote also destroyed. If they detect that there is a woman who will take birth. So भ्रूण हत्या ये बहुत ही पाप है, क्योंकि हम लोग जो पैदा होते जा रहे हैं इसको अगर खत्म कर दे तो पैदा ही नहीं हो रहा है. So we cannot kill the life in the germination point. So it was practicing and it is the strategy of that the people, those who are especially the ignorant people, not only the tribal, the all the parts of the rural areas where the people are illiterate, they used to practice such, because if they think that because dowry system and the dowry is also very important and they have to practice the dowry, the groom have to pay the money or land or the vehicle or the properties, everything they have to bear for that. So father used to think that if the girl child will born, then they should be killed in the beginning itself when it's germinating. So that is the sin actually, but there is no curse on this woman, those who are giving birth the girl child. It is the responsibility of men who can give us the share us the Y chromosome. So it is also depending upon the men who also share the X chromosome. If the both X's are formed, that is the girl child may form. There is no such clemency on the woman because they only produce the X chromosome. So woman doesn't have any part of formation of girl or boy child. That's why it is also the rites in the tribal rites and rituals. They used to blame the woman first because they are the weakest section. They think that they are the weakest section. So if we can hurt the weakest section, we will be think that we are the great persons. That's why it is very, very tragedy and tragic in our society, especially those who are the very prejudiced society and they are practicing this ignorance behavior. And this woman equal right also create interactive engagement moments like there is so many improvement, so many development program were there. So by which we can send the message in the society that we can interact with the people, especially the rural people, those who are not aware about this woman. So we can enrich them and we can make them understand what is the importance to being the woman, what is the beautiful creation of God being a woman, what is the beautiful nature of woman can bear. So these things are very important part to be understand and extend and celebration the year round and embed the gender equality into the cultural force, the cultural factor through ongoing stories, recognition, and inclusive programming. Beyond the 26th August, it's all are also practicing in the all over the world. So that's why it is very important that 1920, the 19th Amendment of the U.S. Constituency gave the women in America the right to vote, and this is practicing, and this is contributing, and this is spreading all over the world the right to vote of the women. In here, it is also in this Indian Constitution, the 1971, the passed in 1973, the national holiday, the Women's Equality Day, has been also should be incorporated for this, giving the importance of the woman. This landmark and roadmap legislation also very important part of the women. So that's why they can feel and they can recognize the equal rights in the society. And that's why it is very important part of our nature, because women, we have seen the power of the women, and women have to fight all the things because they are caring. So those who are thinking then women are weaker section, no, they are not weaker section, because they are bearing the child. So all the strength they are inputting in the child. So child is rearing up in the mother womb, and that's why it is a very strengthened process by which they are generating the child. And both the X chromosomes are very strong. So the that's why we can think that the women are the very strength. They are strengthened enough. Their stability enough. Their life expectancy more than the men members. So that's why women are very needed, and the sustainability of the woman in the society is very important part of our life. So that's why women equality is very important, and women equality is needed for the betterment of the society all over the world. Thank you very much. Thanks for giving me such an opportunity. Thanks a lot.
थैंक यू वेरी मच मैडम, थैंक यू वेरी मच। आपने बिल्कुल सही कहा, आज जरूरत है वुमेन इक्वलिटी की, लेकिन केयरफुली, किसी के अधिकार का हनन ना हो और दोनों के अधिकार सुरक्षित रहें, और हमारी महिलाओं को कोई भी अत्याचार न सहना पड़े। थैंक यू वेरी मच। आदरणीय सीपी शर्मा सर हैं क्या? आदरणीय सीपी शर्मा सर। बहुत बहुत आभार सभी का, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।